I wanted to talk a minute again about chill hours. I am finding out that it is really amazing that hardly any fruit trees fruit here, because so many varieties, even when they say low chill, that means about 400 chill hours or less. And so even figs, when I looked up figs, it said that some of them need about 400 chill hours. Some of them just 100. So I'm wondering if that has to do with a lot of them having a hard time waking up, or they seem to, when they do wake up, they just put on a little bit of leaves and they don't just fully leaf out. And I'm thinking now it has a lot to do with chill hours, because some of my trees that have died, when I dig them up, they don't have nematode problems. I mean, there might be one little spot on them, but I'm really thinking now it has a lot to do with chill hours. And a lot of years we don't even get 100 chill hours here. It says average 115, but this year and last year we have had unusually cold winters. And so it's funny, because I was thinking that some of the trees were acclimating, but I don't think that's it at all. I think it has to do with we got a high enough chill hours for them to wake and put on a little bit of fruit. And so a lot of even the mulberries that I have here, they want a higher amount of chill hours. And so when I first started out, and I purchased like 75 bare root trees from Bay Laurel Nursery, and they came from Ellie Cook and Dave Wilson. And then they talked about low chill, cherries and low chill different stone fruit for zone 9B. So I just assumed, okay, cool, I can get all of these awesome fruits. And I got pluots and all the low chill cherries, and it's hilarious, but really not, because they are not going to fruit here. I probably have 20 apple trees that don't wake up. So I'm trying to tell you, don't do what I did. It will save you so much money, and it's terrible. I have lots of pomegranates. They do nothing. I probably have 15 varieties of pomegranates. They've done zip in 5 years. And this is an old pear tree, probably 100 years old. I don't know, my grandfather planted it. And so I'm cutting it down because it never fruits. I think that it died below the rootstock is what happened. And then the variety that's coming up is just the rootstock. And it also doesn't get enough chill hours here for it, so it just never fruits. So I'm going to graft to that. One of those it's a real hard pear that does well here. It's the only one that I know of, but they still are real good for pear sauce and stuff like that. And Pakistani mulberry, loves it here. It's full of fruit. But I just was walking around noticing what was awake and what is struggling to wake up. And this is a tree that has just this year, it's 6 years old, and it is cherry of the Rio Grande. And it is just starting this year to actually fruit and flower. Not fruit, but flower. So very excited. Really loaded with blooms, and it never has before. But this was a big Oscar mulberry that was 20 feet tall, and my grandson cut it down about 2 months ago. So now it's given it all the sun it wants, whereas it was in almost complete shade. And the reason I cut the Oscar down is because we didn't get enough chill hours for it. It grows fantastic, but hardly ever fruits. And so it's a really pretty tree. It just wasn't in a good place in my fig orchard. And I have another really nice one. And so anyway, I didn't need it. And I really don't want to graft onto that there either. I'm just going to let this one grow up. And then the Chinese jujubes, so wanted them to do well here. The fruit is delicious, but I have not found one that does well here. And again, I looked that up, and most of them need about 400 chill hours unless someone knows different. I would love to hear if there's a variety that does well with about 100 chill hours. Absolutely love Chinese jujubes. Pomegranate that's not woke up yet. Barbados cherry that I really don't like this variety, and cold got it pretty good. Parfionka pomegranate, and it puts on a couple of fruit, but nothing special, and the stink bugs get them. Poke holes in them and dry them out before they're even ready. Old Saranum hedges. And this is I-258 fig. Hasn't ever fruited for me in 4 years. And this one is LSU Champagne. Delicious, delicious fig. Another Pakistani mulberry. Really doesn't have a whole lot of fruit on it. It did have, and the freeze got it, and it hasn't really fruited much yet again. This is a Saranum cherry seedling that they're not black like Zeals, but they're much darker than regularly when they're ripe, and they're very good. Of course, I like the other ones too. Right now they're just a reddish orange, but they do turn almost black, and I think they're delicious. And that's a Zeals, and this is the first year that it's flowered. And then here's my beautiful Pakistani mulberry by the road. I don't ever really trim it because it's not in the way, and the fruit falls so easily. I don't bother trimming this tree. Delicious, absolutely delicious if you love super sweet. I've had a few come here and they didn't like it. They did not like the flavor. It tastes like grape jelly. It is just so sweet. I love it. This one is the sweetest with the white Pakistani, the Australian green. It's the long white one, and it is so delicious. Again, if you like super sweet. I've had people come here and they're like, nah, that one's not for me. But I think it's fantastic. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you what was going on. Talk a little bit again about the